Hey, welcome back everybody. Josh here with Desert Gardens Homestead. It's a beautiful day here in the Sonoran Desert, and I just wanted to share with you one of my all-time favorite fruit trees to grow as a container fruit tree. This is one that I've had now for about 6 years out in my nursery, and just from a little small whip. So it's it took about 3 years for this fruit tree to start producing fruit, but once it starts producing, it is just very abundant and the fruit is just so phenomenal. I just wanted to bring you out and just give you a quick little showcase of this tree. So stick with me and let's take a look. And this, my friends, is a Cattleys lemon guava. And as I said, I've had this tree for about 6 years. I actually did put this out into the yard for a season, and it got smashed by our winter. Didn't totally die, but it was totally to the ground. And so I rescued it and repotted it back up, and it's just been out here ever since. And the fruit are just magnificent looking. And they also typically form in clusters such as this. The neat thing about the lemon guava is that they're very easy to tell when they're ripe. They turn yellow and then they just get a little soft, and they actually either pull off the tree very easily or they'll fall off. They do fall off the tree when they're fully ripe, and so it's not uncommon to find these on the ground, or if it's in a potted plant, to find them in the pot, and so you can just wash them off and eat them up, but they are fully ripe once they fall. As you can see by my air layer, they also do air layer quite readily. So it is a fantastic way to propagate the tree out. That's been the best means for me. I have not had any success with cuttings, and I have not tried any of the seeds, but if they air layer, then that is usually the way I'd like to go. Now, in order to have the lemon guava successfully grow in ground, you will need to be in zone 9B or greater. And so here in Tucson, we are zone 9A. So I'm just a little short. I think maybe if I had a really good microclimate, maybe near the house, I could probably grow it in ground. So I'm not ruling it out entirely for the area, but you certainly could not plant this in an open area, open exposed area, and expect to have it survive through the winter. But it's just a little bit north in Phoenix, they can grow these successfully in ground. Now, lemon guavas, along with their cousin, the strawberry guava, are not true guavas. They're not a tropical guava, and so they are slightly different, but the fruit is similar enough in appearance to where they are, commercially categorized the same, given the same name, guava. So just keep in mind they're not an actual guava, but they're very tasty fruit. And the lemon guava especially is a very tasty fruit. It's an often overlooked fruit tree, and I've actually had difficulty finding these online in times past, so they're not readily available either. But if you're lucky, you may just find one at a big box store. Now, as I did say, they make great container growing fruit trees. This one is in roughly about a 7-gallon container, and I've had to prune the upper portion a few times, just cut it back maybe about a foot or two. I like to try to keep it at about a 5-foot height, which is pretty manageable for this pot and this space. And then typically, periodically, maybe every couple of years, I'll just pull it out of the pot and I'll do a little trim up on the base, repot it back up, add some new soil, add some new mulch. And so that's basically how I care for the lemon guava within the container. And then during the winter time, I convert this shade structure nursery into a greenhouse with 6 mil plastic, and so it's fully protected through the winter months. So it usually fruits right around the September time frame, and so at about this time every year, I'll come out here, and the first thing I'll do is I'll check within the pot itself, and then I'll just check on some of the surrounding ground to see if I find any fruit, and if so, I'll just pick those up, clean them off, and eat them. But as far as the ripe fruit are concerned, I'll just go ahead and pull them and just give them a little pull off the tree. And so here we are, not completely ripe to where it just fell off, but still good enough to eat. So let me open it up here and we'll take a look. So as you can see, as I squeezed it out, the inside's like a custard. It's a very pudding-like material. It does have some really small seeds inside, The interior custard is a very sweet, very creamy texture, and then the rind itself just has a little bit of tartness, but it's a very tasty, a very sweet and slightly tart, more of like a tangy taste, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this one. Just totally sweet. Just I ate the inside first, and it's just a really big burst of sweet, and then you begin to eat the rind, and the rind is more of like a, not necessarily tart, but like a tangy taste that really balances the sweet. And it's just a really nice taste. And so that is why I consider the lemon guava my #1 all-time favorite fruit tree to grow within a container, because it is very bountiful. It will self-dwarf within the container. And it's a zero fuss tree. It needs very little fertilization. It's very drought tolerant. It's like the jujube or the mulberry. Just a zero fuss, leave me alone, let me fruit tree, and I will fruit for you abundantly. So if you found anything of value in the video today, I would certainly appreciate a thumbs up, as well as to share the content as well as the video if you found anything of value, or if you know anybody that would also find the content of value. And if you already haven't, if you could also subscribe to the channel, I would certainly appreciate it. And once again, this is Josh with Desert Gardens Homestead. I'm wishing you all green thumbs and be well. And thanks for tuning in, and God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.